Hello everyone. If you have a short attention span, turn the video into 2x and then listen to it. This is gonna be really helpful. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button if you like our content. So let's talk about logical fallacies. What is a logical fallacy? A logical fallacy is a flaw in reasoning that weakens an argument. It occurs when the logic in an argument is invalid or misleading, even if the conclusion might be true. So let's dive straight into it. So first of all, we are going to discuss the straw man fallacy. In this image, imagine two people in a debate. The person on the left is making a solid argument, like someone saying, we should eat more vegetables because they are healthy. But instead of responding to that idea directly, the person on the right creates a straw man argument, something easier to attack. They might say, you're saying we should only eat vegetables and never enjoy any other food. The straw figure in the image represents this weaker, exaggerated version of the original argument. The person on the right is attacking the straw figure instead of the real point. Just like in the debate, they are arguing against something that wasn't actually said. This is what the straw man fallacy looks like in action. So next we are going to discuss the ad hominem fallacy. In this image, imagine two people in a heated argument. One person is calmly making their point, perhaps about a serious issue like climate change or education. Instead of responding to the actual argument, the other person gets personal. They start attacking the first person's character, maybe calling them untrustworthy or criticizing something irrelevant about them. This personal attack is shown in the image by the aggressor's exaggerated angry features. Maybe they're pointing fingers or showing a fierce expression. Meanwhile, the person being attacked looks calm but clearly affected, almost like they're caught off guard by the unexpected personal blow. So next we are going to discuss the red herring fallacy. Imagine you're hiking through a dense, mysterious forest. The trail ahead seems clear, and you know where you're supposed to be going, but as you walk, something catches your eye. A flash of bright red just off the path. It's a herring, vibrant and out of place in the forest, almost like it was left there on purpose. Curiosity piqued, you step off the trail and start following the fish, wondering why it is there and what it could lead to. But as you wander deeper into the woods, you realize that you're getting further from your original path. The destination you were heading towards is now out of sight, obscured by the trees and distance. This is the essence of the red herring fallacy, something that distracts you from your true objective. In conversations or arguments, a red herring diverts attention away from the main issue, leading you down a different, irrelevant path. Like the herring in the forest, it can seem intriguing or important at first, but ultimately it leads you away from the truth. So next we are going to discuss the appeal to authority fallacy. Imagine a grand platform where a crowd of people has gathered. They're all gazing upward, eyes wide with admiration and trust. High above them stands a figure draped in luxurious robes, crowned with an air of undeniable authority. This towering figure seems to command respect simply by their presence, standing tall on a stack of thick ancient books that symbolize knowledge. But there's something the crowd does not notice. The books beneath the figure's feet are wobbling, stacked precariously, ready to tip at any moment. The foundation of this authority isn't as solid as it appears, yet the people below don't question it. They're mesmerized, placing their full trust in this figure without a second thought. Well, this scene captures the essence of the appeal to authority fallacy. It's the mistake of accepting something as true simply because someone in a position of authority says it is, without questioning the basis of their authority or the strength of their arguments. The teetering books represent the unstable foundation on which this authority stands. Just because someone appears knowledgeable or powerful does not mean their claims are beyond scrutiny. Now we will discuss the slippery slope fallacy. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a peaceful hill. The day is calm and everything seems under control. But as you take a step forward, you find yourself on a slope made entirely of giant dominoes. Each domino represents a small, seemingly harmless decision or action. But as soon as the first one tips, it sets off a chain reaction. You watch in slow motion as the dominoes crash into each other, growing in speed and intensity. What started as a tiny nudge becomes an unstoppable force. At the bottom, the once orderly world is now chaotic. The ground crumbles, structures collapse, and the situation spirals out of control. All of this from just one small step at the top. This is the slippery slope fallacy, a belief that one small action will inevitably lead to a series of increasingly disastrous outcomes. In reality, not every small step leads to chaos, but in this fallacy, it's as if every decision is a domino ready to topple the whole line. This visual captures that fear, showing how one seemingly minor action can be imagined to trigger a chain of catastrophic events. Well, next is the false dilemma fallacy. Imagine you're walking through a vast, barren desert. The heat is intense, and you come to a crossroads. In front of you are two paths, both leading to equally grim destinations. It's a Hobson's choice. One path takes you towards a stormy, lightning-filled sky where dark clouds loom ominously. The other path leads to a fiery, burning landscape that scorches everything in its way. It feels like you have no good options, just two extreme choices, both of which seem terrible. But as you stand there feeling trapped, you notice something subtle behind you. There's a narrow hidden path, lush and green, offering a peaceful alternative. It's not immediately obvious, but it's there, a third option that neither of the other paths show you. This is the false dilemma fallacy in action, where you are led to believe that only two extreme choices exist, when in reality there might be other better options. Alright, so last is the appeal to ignorance fallacy. Imagine a lively conversation between two friends, Alex and Jordan. They're sitting in a cozy cafe discussing all sorts of topics from movies to mysteries. The atmosphere is casual with a modern backdrop. As their conversation flows, Alex suddenly brings up a claim that's rather outlandish. With a confident expression and an assertive posture, Alex declares, since no one has ever proven that aliens don't exist, they must be out there watching us right now. Jordan, on the other hand, looks puzzled. The skeptical expression on Jordan's face reveals doubt. It is clear that Jordan isn't convinced by Alex's logic. Despite this, Alex stands firm, using the lack of evidence against the claim as proof of its truth. This scene is a classic example of the appeal to ignorance fallacy. Alex is relying on the fact that something hasn't been disproven to argue that it must be true. But just because there is no evidence against a claim does not automatically make it valid. This type of reasoning is flawed because the absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.